Thank you, Program Directors, Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Ubabu Zizikotwa, and MEC for Sports, Arts and Culture, Ubaba Umhlaba. Mangibulise uPremier wePhondo, uMama uNomsa Dube. uPremier uThemasingena la wathi kimi, the province was celebrating Shaga's Day yesterday, and normally when they do, which is supposed to be today, it rains. Now, in our culture, when it rains, it means it's a blessing. So it means this activity here to today, it's blessed. Kodwa ke angeke sinihlalise emvuleni, so we are going to try and rush so that when the rain intensifies, sibe sesiqedile. Let me also send my honor ku-isilo, silo samabandla, His Majesty King Misizulu kaZwelithini. Bayede. Mangibulise futhi amakhosi akhona la ngaphakathi kwethu, ondaba ezitha bonke abakhona. Ngibulise ama-ministers wethu akhona la namhlanje nama-deputy ministers. Ngibulise umeya namakhansela akhona ngaphakathi kwethu namhlanje. Ukhona uCouncillor Zandile Myeni, Deputy Mayor waseThekwini Metropolitan, who's amongst us. The Speaker of eThekwini Metropolitan Council, Thabani Nyawose, and all other mayors and councillors who are here. And we greet members of the diplomatic corps who are here with us, senior officials, the media. Program Directors, today, the 24th of September, is the day of promoting and preserving our collective memory as a people. We are a country united in our diversity. We belong to great men and women who stood and fought for South Africa of our dreams. A South Africa that is non-racial, non-sexist, democratic, united, and indeed united in our dreams. Program Director, as South Africa, we have been fighting for a non-racial, non-sexist, democratic, united, and indeed a prosperous society. We are one people. Like the great Pixley Isaka Gaseme envisioned, we will continue in these teachings and guided by uniting and bearing any division, so that we can be a great nation that even Madiba, the founding president of our democracy, envisioned in 1994. Today's celebration takes place under the theme, celebrating our cultural diversity in a democratic South Africa. An important theme that tasks us to reflect on our democratic journey and also embrace the complexities that come with nation building and social cohesion in the context of our past, present, and future. I'm encouraged by the presence of South Africans from all 9 provinces who are here, who will be participating in activities throughout the week. Program Director, siyabamukela bonke abantu bakwaZulu-Natal and all people who came to honor this event as organized by our Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture together with the province of KwaZulu-Natal. It is an honor for me to participate in this day of celebration through the delivery of this address. It is indeed a full circle moment for me, as I have previously had an honor of being the Deputy Minister and Minister of Arts and Culture as well. I believe that arts and culture have an important role to play in the social transformation agenda of our country. We must remember that this sector played a key role in the anti-apartheid struggle, uniting us under shared cause and globally rallying support for the end of an oppressive system anchored in the philosophies of racial desegregation. Program Director, we all know that many tribulations underscore our history because of our colonialism and apartheid of the past, but also the strength of our people against these oppressive regimes is noteworthy. Ours is a unique history that has inspired many nations towards embracing unity and diversity, and showing that difference can be a platform for development and not destruction and division. The people of South Africa, our democratic country, as we know it, emerged from centuries of colonialism and apartheid that ensured that social groups were hierarchically graded and that some had a heritage that was not freely appreciated and promoted. The cultural heritage of our people, the indigenous people of our country, was in the past marginalized and demonized by the colonizers. This also affecting critical aspects of our tradition and heritage linked to land ownership, language, livelihoods, and social structures. Program directors, the colonial and apartheid regime legislation and policies ensured that various racial and cultural groups lived, worked, and socialized separately. It was illegal for black people to live in the suburbs where white people lived, to socialize and access the social amenities that white people enjoyed. This was a punishable offense in a land that was indigenous for black people. The people of South Africa, our forebears, resisted and fought these oppressive systems and laid the foundation for the pathway to freedom we have witnessed and enjoyed over the past 29 years. As South Africans, we must acknowledge and appreciate that our forebears, what our forebears have done. Still, most importantly, we must reflect on the kind of future that we want to leave for generations to come. Our young democracy has many gains, and we are equally aware that we have much to do to achieve a fully democratic, non-racial and non-sexist society, a future that we all dream of and are responsible for making it a reality. We celebrate Heritage Day here at Prince Magogo Stadium today, a week after laying to rest the son of Princess Magogo and significant leader of South Africa, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. We must first appreciate Princess Magogo, who in her own right has been a key player in shaping and promoting traditional arts and culture both in the country and abroad. In building on the legacy and contributions of Princess Magogo and other icons of our history, government through various initiatives aimed at artist development has facilitated access to finance, capacity building, advocacy and networking, and strengthening partnerships that use culture as a tool for urban regeneration, social cohesion, and nation building. Secondly, as President Ramaphosa said, we must ensure that we continue to build unity here also in KwaZulu-Natal, something that Prince Buthelezi himself instructed all of us to do. Working for peace and unity is the only way to acknowledge the contribution of Umntwana kaPhindangene. Program directors, as part of our 2022 Heritage Month celebrations, our theme shines the spotlight on South Africa's rich and diverse cultural heritage, incorporating African, Asian, and European cultures and traditions. The preamble of the 1996 Constitution reminds us that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity, and calls upon us to heal the past divisions and establish a society based on democratic values, social justice, and fundamental human rights. In democratizing the heritage landscape after 1994, it has thus been very important to recognize, rehumanize, and celebrate the significance of our diverse living heritage, safeguard it for future generations, and harness it as a basis for social cohesion and nation building. Program directors, we are here to acknowledge and celebrate South Africa's diverse heritage, which is being showcased and highlighted throughout the month of September. Heritage Month holds immense cultural significance in South Africa, as it provides a platform for communities to celebrate and display their unique traditions, customs, and languages. This celebration of cultural diversity not only strengthens the identities of various communities, but also helps to preserve and promote their heritage for future generations. It provides an opportunity for our people to reconnect with their roots, honor their ancestors, and pass on important cultural practices and values. Heritage Month serves as a reminder of the resilience and strength of the people of South Africa. It is a month of celebration and reflection where people come together and appreciate the rich tapestry of cultures that makes up South Africa. Heritage Months help us to recognize the importance of our cultural diversity in shaping our national identity and fostering a sense of unity and belonging amongst all citizens. It reinforces the idea that we are stronger together and urges us to continue working together towards a more inclusive and equitable society. In light of this pursuit of an inclusive and equitable society, allow me to share some of the sectoral advances made by the democratic governments, which includes the implementation of a range of measures to build cohesion, increasingly introducing indigenous languages in public schools, with over 2,400 targeted in this term of government. This aims to foster a greater understanding of different cultures between learners and break down cultural barriers. Program director during this administration, sports has also been used as a vehicle to foster cohesion, peaceful coexistence, and mutual solidarity in our communities. 4,732 schools, hubs, and clubs have been provided with equipment and attires, recording more than 300,000 people actively participating in sports and active recreation events arranged by the department. Despite the odds, several advances have been made regarding the inclusion and support of women in sports, key to this being support for their demands for equal pay of equal value. Additionally, in addressing issues that affect women in our country, especially in the area of gender-based violence and femicide, government has adopted the National Strategic Plan and Gender-Based Violence and Femicide and has strengthened the response of our criminal justice system as we fight GBF and femicide, improving support provided to survivors through legislative reforms, increasing the number and places of safety, and a range of other mechanisms. Program directors, regarding issues of the economy, we are cognizant of the impact that COVID-19 has had on people's livelihoods, including those artists in our country. Some of the interventions that we've been making since the advent of this pandemic includes the following, and I won't mention all of them, but amongst others, temporary employment relief scheme, which provided wage subsidies to more than 5.7 million workers, minimizing the impact of job losses and company closures. The other one, the 350 social relief of distress grant, benefiting nearly 10 million unemployed people, mainly young people and women. Also, the presidential employment stimulus has benefited over 1.2 million people, especially women and youth. This is in addition to other public employment programs such as the Community Works program and the Expanded Public Works program. Program directors, all these interventions are aimed at building a nation that is not only socially integrated, but a nation whose people are economically liberated and able to sustain their livelihoods and contribute to the vision of an equal and prosperous South Africa. Such a nation, however, can only be built by government, communities, the private sector, and other stakeholders working together. I therefore call upon all South Africans to not only embrace our culture, heritage, and indigenous knowledge, but also safeguard the interests of the kind of future that we aspire for. A future rooted in democracy, social cohesion, economic prosperity, and enhanced unity in our diversity. Program Director, as I conclude and as we go towards the conclusion of this occasion, I invite all to celebrate with us in launching the Indigenous Games Festival, where we showcase the best of our Indigenous games from all South Africans of different cultures. This festival being an example of the kind of initiative that the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture prioritizes towards its strategic objective aimed at the preservation of our culture and heritage. These Indigenous Games are taking place at Hoy Park, where we are also having the Beautiful Things Craft exhibition from the 24th, which is today, until the 29th of September. The Minister of Arts and Culture has already indicated that there are various participants from all the 9 provinces who have already arrived, and we wish all of them success in these games. Finally, Program Director, as the South African government, we are encouraged by the support that we continue to receive from traditional authorities in our country. And I'm happy that many of them are here today. We would like to therefore welcome everybody who is here to celebrate with us as we continue as a country to build social cohesion and nation building. We encourage that you please take your family to enjoy our indigenous games and also visit the craft markets. And I'm told by the minister that the entrance is free. Program Director, as we approach the end of the official Heritage Month, let us continue to celebrate the one thing that makes South Africa a great nation, our rich and diverse cultural heritage. I wish all of you today a happy Heritage Day. Thank you very much. Siyabonga.